Back. Welcome back, everybody. That time I caught it myself. It's weird that it keeps happening, I know. What an unfortunate time for it too as well, by the way. But at least it's after the final battle, so, you know.
Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
You think this country's gotten any better since then?
Well, seems like everyone's having more fun than before. I'm sure Papa's happy too.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
Don't worry. I'll try to do my part with what I've got. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to Your Majesty's and Papa's dream. And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
Yeah, I'm counting on you. Let's do this together.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there. Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Could have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit?
Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
Steady on, Hockenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day. But we're in this together. We believe in you. Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons, eh? Can't believe we actually survived it.
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
I wonder if they still say this even if I hadn't completed that cutscene quest, you know?
Nor I. Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer. Life is full of surprises.
Right.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
And not long after, the new year dawned.
Journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
I won't force you to come. I'm fine going alone.
I already told you. I'll follow you wherever you go.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I want to do what I can for the people. If that's not kingly, then the crown's just slowing me down.
Come on, this is no time for jokes.
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point back. Magler and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation, more a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the bally court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all. And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog. Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so you've no plans to stop our little adventure, eh?
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
They're true friends.
Are you sure about
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, the people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
Still, this early into the new year? 'Tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? And we'll just have to lead by example.
Right then, let's go.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation? That timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope.
So that was his scheme all along, to get us to play the game.
And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
Man.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow! Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
Well, that is finally it. 29 streams, not counting the times it had to break apart. I will say that ending was very enjoyable. Yeah, a good game indeed. I had fun. Especially towards the end. All I could really say is, man, I could genuinely see myself playing this again. I even like some of the trophy challenges. like I was looking over the list and thinking, you know, there are a lot of these I would never really get on a first playthrough. I would need to look at a guide at specific points for these kinds of things, but that's what makes them challenging. So, yeah. I won't lie, I enjoy the game's clever use of the word metaphor, trying to allude to our reality as its fantasy and vice versa, when in reality, or I guess in literal sense, the actual metaphor was purely metaphoric. Their reality is truly their reality, and our reality is truly our own. We're not really like a window to another world, you know? Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. There were definitely points where I struggled, but I think once you get to a certain point in the game and all of those annoyances and difficulties just kind of stop being a problem, you really can just go loose and enjoy yourself. That's what I ended up doing. Huh. I will say this game has made me want to start reading a bit more. Novels and reading fantasies, even writing your own, truly. They all do have such power. It is nice to see. The points where you struggled were definitely one of my favorites, since it was similarly to how I did stuff. Well, that's because you kept giving me tips to play it in the way that you did, dude. A lot of the times I was looking to think, what could I do, or all this, that, or the other, and you were always telling me, hey, try it like this, do it like this, don't do that, whatever. So, yeah. There were going to be some similarities in our playthrough when you were giving me those options. That said, when I'm thinking about points I'm struggling with, I'm talking about, like, not being able to flee an encounter if you get ambushed, so literally losing in field combat had a lot of severe consequences. And then early on, how it was really, really difficult to keep up with how things were going to kill you because you just don't have the stats to survive hits reliably, or you don't have the proper rolls out all the time. Plus, the archetype system, at least at first, felt like super overwhelming, you know? Having so much freedom and so much possibility, it just genuinely tells you, like, hey, yeah, there probably are good ways to raise every character, but you can do whatever the hell you want. Literally whatever the hell you want. So yeah, it's just hard, it becomes a little bit hard to know what you should and shouldn't do based on what you'll fight. But in the end, who gives a fuck? Have fun, you know? And I will not lie, I do like and appreciate the game's message about anxiety and management. Truly, as someone that actually seriously has, like, I've had my own struggles with anxieties. I'm sure every single one of you has too. It's just a true statement that people have to overcome their fears to know where to go, to find their answers. And having already managed to overcome a lot of my own challenges in life with that, it just speaks to me that the game really wants to encourage and push others to do the same. Though everyone's path will be different, and what answers you find or what solutions really help you get there, that all depends on you. But even so, I appreciate the message, and I like seeing it, well, stated. So yeah, what can I say besides fantastic writing all around? Literally a 10 out of 10. I cannot think of a way I would want to improve it. Seriously, I enjoyed basically every aspect of it. Like, Luis was a fantastic villain, a great driving force. He didn't have to be this super, like, sympathetic person that you could relate to on some level like most villains tend to be. No, he's just a pure antagonistic force, and he wants his own ideal and will fight to the bitter end for it, you know? And it's nice to see a villain that believes they're doing the right thing for their own ideas and nothing more. They don't need anything else to motivate them, you know? Especially one who is so suave and charismatic. Or failing that, he'll just kill you, you know? He'll just do whatever he wants, and you either kill him or he'll kill you, and that's Luis for you. As for the rest of the characters, my god, I did enjoy most of them. I will say, Yuffie was a pleasant one overall. Heismei was a much more enjoyable presence than I expected him to be. I liked Juna a lot more than I thought I would at first, too. Stroll remained my goat, literally, or I guess my Clamar in this world. Yeah, he remained top of the list for me pretty much from start to finish, and I think he was probably the most influential driving force in our journey besides me, if not even more than me, because literally most all of our good ideas, plans, and operations, they came from Stroll. So, like, my guy was the secret captain of the whole thing, but whatever, I'll put my name on it if you want, you know? Hulkenberg was really funny. I think she was a good person to have around for most of it, and she definitely filled her role well. I like Nuris, too. I think he really contributed a lot. Honestly, I wish I got to like Basilio a lot more than I ultimately did. Because I truly did love using him. In gameplay, he was really, really fun. He's just unga bunga. But, like, in story, I kind of wish he had a bit more going that was just him by himself, you know? But I guess that's just kind of how it has to be when your whole character is presented as part of a duo, but then you have to carry on by yourself, you know? And it's not like we don't learn a lot about Basilio's past or anything, but all you get the sense of is that, man, he really did have it rough, and he couldn't have found his way forward without Fidelio there. And the only reasons he's finding his way forward now is because of what we're doing. It's a pretty great tale that's honestly it's shown to you rather than told. So maybe that's why I didn't get it at first. But thinking about it now, yeah, that's honestly how Basilio is written. And it's a different approach to writing than all the other characters, which honestly just makes it all the better. It even is more fitting for Basilio himself to be more practical and hands-on than he would be to be just like presented sophisticatedly like the rest, you know? Yeah, which fits that Basilio didn't get too much on his own, because when he did, it was with Fidelio, and then on his own, it's like, you know, he's literally learning to be a different person, basically. So you kind of see that alongside, you know? I won't lie. I think I enjoyed every character quite a lot. Like, I'm even trying to think back on all the social links. It's like, was there one I didn't enjoy? And I think the only obligatory one I didn't enjoy was Gallica's, because it's just tied to the story, and there weren't very many moments that felt super personal between her and Lance. But I will say, she wasn't that bad. You know, like, sure, there were some moments it did feel kind of forced, but I mean, that's just the nature of story-based social links, you know? And like, I really liked Moore's, I liked Brigida's, like Barden's was pretty good, you know? He's not my first choice for someone to spend time with, but even then, I still enjoyed it. It was still a good link, all things considered. Alonso was top tier, Brigida was top tier, Maria was obviously gonna be top tier, and then, yeah, like I'm really trying to think. Even the main party member social link, all of them I liked, all of them, like Gallica notwithstanding, and I guess maybe Nuris too, because his was tied to quest lines, and it kind of started to feel pretty repetitive after a while. But yeah. The fact is, I struggle to think of things I didn't enjoy. Apart from early game difficulties and some mechanics, but...
Dear guest, from a world I shall never know. In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it.
at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all! Let's see the world!
Yeah.
A new journey now beckons. In days of Eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
The coronation of the king. You can transfer currently owned items, with some exceptions: money, Magla, royal virtues, scanned enemies, memorandum, archetype statuses, and total playtime. Yes. Well, I do believe that signals the end of our little journey, doesn't it, my friends? Well, I got a little bit interrupted in terms of my final thoughts, but I'll end off with this. A good time. That's what I had with this game. Thank you, Pick, to gifting it to me last year. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. Now, do I put it in my top 10? Honestly, yes. I can see it having a spot there. Pretty satisfyingly so. Do I put it in my top 3? I'm sorry, but that's too high a bar. That said, I can absolutely understand why anyone would. I wonder where in my top 10 I would place it. Somewhere definitely in the 6 to 10 range. Man.
War is on the horizon. Before they command that I dry my pen, I must finish my final work. It is a tale of hope that may yet salvage this world. It isn't right. This idea of foreigners has only ever been a tool against the foreign. If we could end such prejudice, surely war would be next to fade. We would be free to travel to far-flung lands. The reality is, we are riddled with anxiety. We fight, we oppress, and magic is but a tool of war. Our world could be better. Can we not dream such dreams? In such a world, they need no sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and skilled labor. Glass spires reach the heavens, safe nights with no dark shadows, streets well-traveled. And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal. I know, just a daydream. Castle on a cloud. Yet I have faith. I believe that fiction can become become hope, wielded by a worthy avatar. I believe a hero will stand true and change the world. After all, this world need not stay like this forever. The will to believe in something beyond us, indeed that, is what we call fantasy.
I feel like I haven't seen that in forever. I can't remember if that was a scene you see when a new game starts, or if that's something I unlocked after having beaten it. Well, I couldn't say one way or another. Game clear data probably means if I just load this, it'll start me on a new file already. Oh, man. Well, fellas, I believe I have said most of my piece. It's a really, really good game. I honestly feel like I don't even need to talk about it. The game itself just proves it over and over again. You plan on going back for that book? If I do, it certainly wouldn't be right now. It's 1:30 in the morning. Thank God I don't have work tomorrow, or else I would have to wake up in 2 hours from now, literally. So, yeah. Though, I may do so in the future. I am curious what it is. But if I were to do it, it couldn't be right now. I can't even access Academia for a long time after starting a file, so it would be a bit. We'll see. We'll see when and how I plan to do that. You want to know what you get? Well, I mean, I would be surprised if it's anything besides a super boss. Like, realistically, what else could it be? It's called the Book of the Apocalypse, for God's sake, you know? Yeah, it's a super boss. Of course it is. Probably with stupid limiting rules and bad challenges, because Atlas isn't the best at that. But who knows? I wonder if it's a familiar reference to another series, maybe. That's probably just the Shadow version of Lance again. Who knows? We may go into that at some point. It's called the Red Scale Apocalypse Dragon. Oh dear. Sounds like quite the challenge, huh? Well, I'll have to leave it there for now. It's 1:30 and I can feel myself gradually falling back to it. The most insane part to me is that it is recommended level 70 plus, so you would have to replay the entire game on New Game Plus just to be strong enough to attempt it. Oh. Oh, that's right. My level doesn't transfer, huh? Only certain things do. My. Well, that will be a long time in the future then. What's next on the stream agenda? Honestly, I have to think about that myself. Like I've been saying for a while now, I don't really want to usually answer that question because the more I keep thinking about what's next, it stops me from enjoying whatever I'm currently doing. And I certainly didn't want that to happen with Metaphor. So I just kind of focused on beelining this game and making sure it got finished and got proper screen time and I enjoyed everything about it before thinking about what to do next. And now that we're there, well, we still have a couple of questions to answer there, huh? So, I've got a good amount of games right in front of me, but the thing with these is I can't very well start Daybreak 2 just yet. Ponage still hasn't made much progress on it because he said he's going to be busy with his Japanese exam until December. So if I were to switch there, I probably wouldn't get the chance to hang out with Ponage too much while doing it, which would suck. You know, I don't want one of my friends to feel excluded from a game he's been looking forward to, you know? Alternatively, I could do Trails in the Sky First Chapter remake, which I know does have some of Daybreak 2's gameplay mechanics, but is just Trails in the Sky the First Chapter. Just redone and remade. And unless they added a fuck ton of time to this, I only expect it to take me about 40 hours, give or take. this 100 line. I suppose that's an option too, but it wasn't at the forefront of my mind, to tell you the truth. I would definitely like to pick a game for something that I would want to play it for, you know? Maybe I'll enjoy that one once I finally open the book on that one, but until I get there, you know, it'll sit on the shelf while I have all these other volumes in front of me, you know? Let's see. I've also got Sonic Shadow Generations. I've been planning on having that on stream for a while too. Specifically the Shadow Generations half. I do still have to finish the Sonic Generations half of it too. I honestly was planning to finish that part and 100% it on my off time because it's not that long of a game. And then do that, but I just haven't really been playing games in my off time. I have options. I just don't know which ones I want to pursue, to tell you the truth. I can't do Daybreak 2 yet. Shadow Gems was super fun. I didn't expect it to be that much fun. That's honestly okay. I'll give you guys an honest take with that one. I expect it to be fun, but only if I do it off stream. If I'm doing it on stream, I'm going to be a little bit more preoccupied than I would be to truly just sit and appreciate the game for what it is. And I feel like Shadow Gens, the thing that people praise the most with it is its polish and gameplay mechanics. I feel like everything there just blends so beautifully. Like, I've only played the first couple of acts already, and I already see it. And it just tells me that, you know, if I'm preoccupied while I'm playing it, I'm probably not going to appreciate that level of polish. So the game wouldn't rub off on me the way it should. You know? I could well be overthinking it, but that's just my thought with it, you know? Though that said, it would be kind of a shame not to stream it. It's also not very long, so it's not much of a commitment either way. And there is a lot I don't know about it. Like, I've only played the first 2 levels, so I don't know anything about the story beyond that. Yeah, it's a tough call, dude. I don't really know just yet. The optimal strategy might be do Shadow Gens just to get it out of the way and then do Sky first, but why do Shadow Gens at all if I'm just going to try to get it out of the way, you know? I would rather do it to enjoy it. Why don't we gamble for it? You know, how about this? I'll probably just decide the day of, the moment I decide, hey, I really feel like streaming, and I really feel like streaming this. You know? Because I think doing it that way, I'll just feel motivated and have the energy to really put my all into whatever game I stream, and really just make it the best kind of experience I can. Not just for myself, but for you guys too. Because I'm sure you guys know me well enough by now. You can tell I don't tend to BS my streams. I tend to just play it the way I want to play it and enjoy it as it really is to me. I don't put on a face. I don't try to make it look like it's more fun for me than it is. If I'm enjoying myself, you can tell. And if I'm not, you can tell. You know? So, honestly, that might be for the best. Rock it the way I always do. When I feel like playing something, I will. And that's just how I do it, you know? Man, we really do live in a timeline. I am grateful to have so many options. Well, anyway, a thought did occur to me to do something else right now, but it would be kind of silly. Tell you what, maybe I will do it, but let me quickly cut stream here so the VOD doesn't catch what I'm about to play, and it's 2 separate things. So when I highlight this later to export it to YouTube, it'll still be one concise experience, and it won't just randomly have an extra bit of another game into it, okay? Ace Attorney an option? I do have those games, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know. I don't want to think of every single game I have an option to play as something I have to play, you know? I would rather think of it as like, oh, I really want to play this, or I want to play that, you know? Because that's how gaming should be. Anyway, that will be it for Metaphor. If you guys will excuse me, I shall be right back in literally 10 seconds with another game and a new stream title, but only for a little while, just because I feel like it. So give me about 10 to 15 seconds and we'll be right back. And for everyone who was enjoying Metaphor, thank you all for watching.